Charles. Hello, Raymond.
Mrs. Wheeler, I'm so happy to see you again.
Well, it's good to see you, too. Isn't it a beautiful day? Oh, my, I think we'll have the ceremony out here on the fantail.
Very good, Mrs. Wheeler. I remember meeting Justin Marshall.
Oh, and you are definitely going to approve of his bride. She's a wonderful girl.
Ashley Linden, is it?
Yes.
Well, we'll do our best to make their honeymoon cruise enjoyable.
Let's get them married first. Oh, my, look. Oh, it is gorgeous. I must go and compliment the chef.
Go away! Dennis! Dennis, it's Ellie. May I come in?
So, you've decided to have me locked away.
Hi, Mama.
Oh, hello, sweetheart. I came home to have lunch with you.
Oh, didn't Beth tell you that I went out shopping?
Yes, but I didn't think you'd be gone so long.
Well, I wasn't exactly sure what I was looking for.
Oh, whatever it was, you certainly found it.
See? Isn't that beautiful?
What are those, honey?
They're blankets for a baby, Mama. All of these things are for Max's baby.
I understand. Believe me, I share your concern about Ryan Connor. But I can't talk to anyone except Mrs. Wheeler.
Why? Is she the only one you can trust?
At the moment, yes.
Iris must have forgot the key.
Hello, Vivian.
Hi.
Brilliant. Nice to see you again. Hello, Mr. Johnson. What are you doing here?
I'm afraid I can't wait any longer, if you'll excuse me.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, wait.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
How are you feeling?
Fine. Just fine.
I went after you the other night after you left the Top of the World Club, and I couldn't find you.
I went for a walk.
I went down to the garage and waited by your car for several hours.
It was a long walk.
I wanted very much to talk with you that night.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
I gather you talked to Mom instead.
I spoke with her. She tells me she came by here earlier.
Yeah.
Dennis, I know that you're upset about Paige. I want to talk to you about it.
Well, I don't want to talk about it.
Dennis, please. I don't think you understand.
Oh, I understand, Dad. You lied to me.
I didn't lie to you, Dennis. That's what I tried to tell you the other night.
Don't give me that. You took Paige to the boathouse. You knew exactly what you were doing.
That's true. I did take her to the boathouse. But I asked her as a friend. Nothing more.
Did you take her to the Marshall cabin as a friend, too?
How do you know we were at the Marshall cabin?
Doesn't matter how I know. You went there, didn't you?
Yes, we went there.
You love Paige, don't you?
I care a great deal for Paige. But you have to believe me when I tell you that I didn't know that until that night at the boathouse.
I don't believe you.
It's true, Dennis.
Then how come I knew before? How come it was obvious to me?
I suppose the truth of the matter is that I didn't want to face up to my feelings. It's not so unusual. It'd be wonderful if we always knew how we felt about the things that affect us most. But unfortunately, we don't.
I bought a blue one in case it's a boy and a pink one in case it's a girl. What's the matter? Should I have gotten everything in yellow?
No, everything's lovely.
We also got a rocking horse. It's going to be delivered tomorrow.
Honey.
You know that Max learned how to ride before he could walk. He told me that once.
Yes, I know.
You and Daddy taught me how to ride before I could walk, too. Oh, Mama, you know that rocking horse that I used to have?
I remember.
Well, I went looking for it in the attic today, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, I think I gave that away when you outgrew it.
Do you know that the front bedroom on the corner, not the one that's by the driveway, but the one that's by my bedroom, do you think that I could redo that for my nursery?
Oh, honey, you can have any room in this house for your nursery.
Oh.
But you don't really know for sure yet if you're pregnant.
I'm sure I'm pregnant, Mama.
Sweetheart, I hope you are.
I've got all the signs and symptoms.
Rena, the signs and symptoms could mean something else.
What?
You've been through a very emotional and traumatic period. The sudden loss of someone you love, it's very hard to cope with.
It's not nerves, Mama. I'm sure of that.
You can't be absolutely sure until you've seen a doctor. Please, I want you to call Bart right now and make an appointment to see him this afternoon.
No.
What are you doing here, Justin?
I came to pick up Vivian, take her to the yacht for the wedding. Are you ready to go?
I will be in a minute.
What was Mr. Johnson doing here?
I don't know. You seem to be rather nervous about it. He was terrified at the sight of you.
Oh, I'm not nervous. I don't think he looked terrified.
Well, he sure got out of here in a hurry. What'd you do to him, Justin, to get that statement out of him?
I don't know what you're implying. I can assure you, Mr. Johnson volunteered that statement of his own free will. I didn't threaten him.
I don't believe you, Justin. I'm going to find Johnson and get the truth out of him.
I want you to see a doctor, Dennis.
Why? So you can continue to see Paige without feeling guilty about it?
Dennis, we have to talk out your feelings about my seeing Paige. But before we can do that, I think you have to come to terms with your own feelings about Paige. And your feelings about me.
My feelings about you have never been a secret. I love you, Dad. And I'm not going to let Paige do to you what she did to me. It's that simple.
It's not simple at all.
Yes, it is.
Dennis, it's one thing to be concerned about another person. It is quite another thing to go to the lengths that you went to publicly embarrass Paige.
Paige deserved it.
No one deserves that kind of treatment. I know an excellent doctor. I met him at Gulf Coast Hospital when I was there. Stan Jeffries. I think you might like him. And I think he can do a lot to help you.
I don't need to see a shrink.
You're upset, Dennis.
I'm not upset. I'm angry.
Well, I just want you to see him once. talk to him. If it doesn't work out, well, we'll try something else.
Yeah. And what if the doctor tells me I have every right to feel the way I do?
Well, then we'll both go see Dr. Jeffries together.
And what are you going to say if Dr. Jeffries tells you you shouldn't see Paige anymore?
Good psychiatrists don't tell you how to live your life. They just suggest some guidelines.
Does that mean you're going to continue to see Paige?
It doesn't matter what I plan to do. Paige refuses to see me anymore. Will you, at least talk to Dr. Jeffries?
Sure. I'll talk to him, sure.
I was talking to Kate the other day about Max's death, and she says that whenever God takes something away from you, he usually gives you something else as an exchange. Well, he took Max, but he gave me Max's baby. That's the exchange.
I hope so, honey.
It is, Mama. I'm sure of it. Oh.
Sweethearty. Oh, all right, come on, sit down. Oh. Do you feel faint?
No, I just got dizzy there for a minute.
What have you eaten today?
I can't remember. I had some tea and toast.
Oh, honey. Now, if I have Beth fix you some soup, will you please try and eat it?
I don't think I can, Mama. Ginny told me that soda crackers work for her. Maybe I can have some of those. Huh? It worked once before.
All right, now, come on. I'll get some crackers, but I want you to lie down here. Just for a little while, Come on. I'll be right back. Okay?
Okay.
Justin, I got your message. What's wrong?
You tell me.
What in hell are you talking about?
I went over to Iris Wheeler's to pick up the housekeeper. Take her to the yacht for the wedding.
So?
Guess who was there?
Well, how should I know?
Mr. Johnson.
Johnson? What's he doing over Miss Wheeler?
I don't know. I thought you told me he left town.
Well, yeah, I was pretty sure that he did.
You better make sure he leaves town this time. If Ryan Connor finds him, you and I are in a heap of trouble, Bubba.
Trouble? I hardly know him.
Don't you ever forget this, Bubba. If I'm in trouble, so are you.
All right, I'll see what I can do to hunt him up, but I'd like to know why in hell he's so old-farty important.
Johnson worked as an accountant here at World Oil. He discovered someone was embezzling company funds. He told Alex Wheeler. Alex had a stroke. The next day, Mr. Johnson left, right along with his work file.
So, nobody really does know who embezzled the money.
Exactly. Now, if Mr. Johnson doesn't blow it, Ryan Connor will take the rap for it.
Well, I'll begin to get the idea.
That's what that little item in this morning's newspaper was all about, the one that I showed you.
Yeah, but it didn't come right out and say he did it.
No, it suggested it. Right now, that's all that's necessary.
Damn it.
Hello.
Hello, Jim.
Pete, I was just getting ready to call you.
I guess you read the morning papers.
I thought you told me our boys had Johnson all taken care of.
I thought they had.
thought they had isn't good enough. Now, Pete, mistakes like this can cost us a lot. They could cost us even more.
Look, Jim, I don't think we have anything to worry about here. There's no way they can trace those missing funds back to us.
Maybe that Johnson statement's the best thing that ever could have happened to us.
How do you figure that?
Well, if they pin the rap on Ryan Connor, we're home free.
And if they don't?
Jim, I'm telling you, there's no way they can trace us to Alex Wheeler.
Except for the fact that we do business with World Oil.
Yeah, but so do about 100 other companies. Hey, Paige Marshall's the only one who knows that I was with Wheeler when he had his stroke.
What if she talked?
She won't. Why should she? As far as Paige is concerned, Wheeler died of natural causes.
Pete, I want you to find Johnson.
Jim, look, I'm telling you, there's nothing we can do about Johnson. I went to the firm where he was working, and he's gone. He's disappeared. You know, if it'll make you feel any better, I'll put a couple of guys on and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, I think that'd be wise. If I were you, I'd pay a little visit to Paige Marshall as well.
Okay. But I think we ought to be careful. I mean, the last thing we want is to make Paige suspicious.
So, if Ryan Connor takes the rap for this embezzlement scheme, well, then you get to take over World Oil.
That's right, Bubba. You get your hide out of here and go find Johnson. Right now, I'm going to get myself married.
I heard some of the girls' secretaries talking on the elevator. They said it's going to be a mighty fancy party.
No, it's going to be very quiet and very simple.
You going to invite all your good friends?
No.
Why not?
Well, there's just not a lot of room for a lot of people on the yacht.
Well, then, are you going to invite a few of your very good friends?
Bubba, you are not invited to my wedding, if that's what you're driving at.
Well, I got me a new suit over to the Metro Center shopping mall. It's green, and I got a string tie.
Ah. If you showed up on that yacht, Ashley would throw you overboard.
Well, maybe she wouldn't.
You know she would.
Okay, forget it. I just thought I'd ask. I've never been on no yacht.
Bubba, when I become president of World Oil, I'll have my own yacht. You'll be welcome on that one, okay?
What about Ashley?
We'll have a men-only cruise, Bubba.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the deal. Well, let me go. Good luck. You're gonna need it with that pretty little heifer.
I'll be just fine. I can take care of Ashley, thank you.
I'm coming. A minute.
Taking a little break from your afternoon's work?
I was taking a nap. Alfredo's off, and I work both lunch and dinner today.
I spoke with Elliot a short while ago. He's taking Dennis to see a psychiatrist at Gulf Coast Hospital.
Is he all right?
He's fine. Or he will be soon. Not that I think you really care.
You know I do.
Oh, of course. How could I have forgotten? You would care very deeply for Dennis now that he owns 1/3 of World Oil.
You know, you're going to have to forgive me, Iris. I just woke up and I really don't feel up to trading insults with you just yet.
I suggest you wake up very quickly. You're going to need all your wits about you while you pack your bags. You wouldn't want to leave any of your lovely things behind.
What?
You're fired, Paige. I want you and your belongings out of this suite and out of this building, and I don't want you ever to set foot in here again.
Haven't we played this scene before?
Save your smart remarks for your next employer.
Well, actually, it really doesn't bother me to be fired. I was planning on quitting anyway, so you've just saved me a little trouble. And as for the suite, well, I'll be glad to leave. Wouldn't be much use to me anyway, because I'm planning on leaving Houston.
Becky, I'm over at the Bellmans. Will you have Ryan call me when he gets in? Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Well, I thought you were sleeping.
I was.
How do you feel?
I feel all right. How's Ryan?
Ryan is in an uproar about that article in the paper this morning. Did you see it?
Yes, I did. Iris is really doing a hatchet job on him.
Rena, do you think that Iris gave that article to the paper?
The editor and Alex were very close friends. I met him several times at Iris's for dinner. I'd say that she made that call. Justin probably dialed it for her.
Probably. Justin and Ashley are getting married this afternoon on Iris's yacht.
I hope the damn thing sinks.
Me too.
Kate's not going, is she?
No, of course not. Justin called her a couple times this morning, tried to talk her into it, but she's not going.
He's really persistent, isn't he?
Well, I suspect that Ashley had a lot to do with that. She wants Kate's approval so badly.
I can't figure out why Justin is marrying her. Never thought he'd go through with it.
I think Ashley's pregnant. Well, the whole thing adds up. I mean, Justin talking about having a family all the time and then delaying the wedding, and now all of a sudden he's getting married right away.
Well, I wouldn't put it past her, honey. She thinks she's going to be the first lady of World Oil.
She might be, if Ryan can't prove his innocence.
Got here as soon as I could. Talked to a guy in the office where Johnson used to work and got his last address.
Never mind that. Johnson came here asking about Iris.
Where's he now?
I don't know. Justin came in here. Johnson took one look at him and bolted.
Did Justin know that Johnson was here?
I don't think so.
Did you get to talk to him?
No, he wouldn't talk to me. He said he would only talk to Iris. But he did say that he shared my concern about you. Ryan, there's one thing I'm absolutely certain of. Johnson is terrified of Justin.
Well, do you think he was going to tell Iris that?
That's a possibility.
I wonder if he'll try to get in touch with Iris again.
I hope so.
We got to find Johnson.
Now, wait a minute, Ryan. I think we ought to hire a private detective. Let him find Johnson.
Why, do you think Johnson's going to leave town?
No, not until after he talks to Iris, whenever that is.
Look, Ginny's over the Bellmans. I'm going to go over there and ask Stryker about hiring a private investigator.
Going back to Hollywood to make more movies? I'm not quite certain where I'm going yet.
Are you taking Elliot with you?
Elliot doesn't know anything about my leaving Iris.
Oh, that's it.
What are you talking about?
This is your little ploy to get Elliot to come running after you. How dramatic.
It's no ploy, Iris. I've already told Elliot that we can't see each other again.
It all sounds so noble. I only wish I could believe you, but of course I can't.
Believe what you like, Iris.
Oh, you got something up your sleeve. I'm certain of that. But I'm warning you. If you're thinking of staying around and washing any more of your dirty linen in public, I would strongly advise against it.
Don't you threaten me.
I think I've been rather lenient with you so far. But Alex was an important man. He had a great many powerful friends, and if I have to, I will go to those friends and see to it that you are run out of town.
That won't be necessary, Iris.
I'll even use that film of yours if I have to.
You would too, wouldn't you?
After what you've done to my son, you know I would.
And what about what you've done, Iris?
What I've done is to save Dennis from the fortune-hunting likes of you.
Save him? You've destroyed him, Iris. You've suffocated and manipulated him at every turn. He is unable to stand on his own 2 feet.
He was a fine young man until he met you.
You've spoiled and pampered him for 25 years. Is it the act of a fine young man to bring a man from my past to the top of the World Club to embarrass me in front of his father? He followed Elliot and me from the boathouse to my family's cabin when we got caught in the rain. Are those the acts of a fine young man, Iris?
I don't blame Dennis for any of that.
No, I don't blame him either. Because he learned it all from you, Iris. If he's sick, it's because of you and no one else.
Be out by tonight.
What do you want?
Just a friendly visit. I was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd see how you were.
I'm not in the mood for a friendly visit, Peter.
Actually, I was feeling kind of badly about the last time we were together. I thought I'd stop by and see if we could patch things up.
I don't really have time to patch things up, even if I wanted to, which I don't.
Come on now, Paige. You must be so unforgiving. It's so unchristian.
If it's all the same with you, Peter, I'd just as soon that you left. I have better things to do.
So I see. You going on a trip?
As much as I would like to stay here with my two favorite girls, I have got to get back to the office.
Well, we understand, Stryker.
Daddy, before you go, how's the lawsuit about the mineral rights to the ranch doing?
Good. Kate's got a strong case.
Does that mean that Justin won't be able to drill for oil on the ranch?
Not for a long, long time.
Oh, Stryker,
Yes, Jenny.
could you give me some legal advice?
Sure, what is it?
Well, a friend of mine is being terrorized by this man.
Terrorized?
I guess that's the right word. I can't think of any other one. He came over to her place and he was trying to kiss her and grabbed her and threw her around. And...
Ginny, who are you talking about?
Lurleen.
And Bubba Wadsworth?
Yes.
She's been afraid of Bubba since the first day she met him.
Why is he trying to frighten her?
Well, Lurleen thinks that he intended to rape her.
He tried to rape her?
No, Kate and I talked to Justin, and he promised that he'd try to keep Bubba in line, but...
Daddy, can't you have him arrested?
He hasn't done anything illegal, honey.
Ryan, hi.
Hi, honey. Listen, Stryker, Johnson just showed up at Iris's house. He wanted to tell Iris something, but she wasn't there. Grant sent for me, but by the time I got there, he was gone.
Where's Johnson now?
I don't know, but I want you to hire a private investigator to trace him. I just have this feeling that Johnson would be willing to clear me if we can find him.
Hope we're not working you too hard. What's the matter with you?
Do you remember the time you asked me to go on a cruise with you to Europe and to Greece and all those places?
Yes.
And do you remember why I didn't go?
Certainly. You told me you get seasick.
Well, I'm seasick.
Vivian, we're docked. How can you be seasick? We're practically motionless.
I know, but the boat is in the water, and somehow my stomach knows that. I can feel the rocking, even though it's very gentle.
Well, go down below and ask one of the stewards to give you something for it.
I'm not sure that's going to work.
Of course it will. You'll feel better in no time.
I'll be right.
No.
Can I ask you something, Mrs. Wheeler?
What is it now?
Well, how come nobody's invited to this wedding? Don't they have any friends?
Of course they do. A lot of friends. They just want this to be a private ceremony.
Oh, that's a shame. It's not a wedding without all your friends.
They're planning to have a big reception when they get back from their honeymoon.
Well, if I'm invited, I hope it's going to be on dry land.
It is, Vivi. Don't worry.
I guess I'll go back downstairs then and check on Miss Linden while I'm at it and see if she needs any help getting dressed.
Yeah, you do that. Tell her I'll be there in a moment.
Oh!
Iris, I'd like you to meet Judge Hackwood.
We've met before.
Oh?
I knew your husband. We met one night at the ballet. And again one night at the theater.
I do remember. Yes, it's nice to see you again.
You know, this is all quite a surprise. I never thought this old boy would marry anyone but Rena Bellman.
Ashley Linden of Savannah, Georgia will take your breath away.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting her.
Where is Ashley?
She's getting dressed.
Is Captain Rogers around?
Well, I believe he's down in his quarters.
I should go and say hello. We're old tennis partners.
Right
Excuse
that
me?
way. Yes.
Did Vivian tell you about Johnson?
No, she didn't. What about him?
Well, he paid a visit to your house today.
What for?
Well, I can only assume he wanted to confirm the fact that the statement that he told me was the truth.
He doesn't have to do that. I've never doubted its validity for a moment.
I'm just surprised that Vivian didn't tell you about his visit.
Vivi's having a little trouble getting her sea legs. I don't think she was in any condition to tell me anything.
I just wanted to thank you, Iris, for all that you've done for Ashley and me.
I was delighted to have the opportunity. You know how fond I am of you both.
Well, especially of Ashley.
You will make her happy, won't you, Justin?
You bet I will.
I'm leaving Houston, Peter.
Oh?
Yes. Iris has fired me and kicked me out of the suite once again.
So the iron butterfly strikes again, huh? Where are you going?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter. All I know is that I'm leaving Houston.
Well, well. Leaving Houston. Did your problems with darling Dennis finally get to you?
It wasn't just Dennis.
No, actually, it makes a lot of sense for you to get away for a while. It'd do you some good. Just take a long trip. Maybe even relocate.
Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out.
Houston never really was the place for you anyway.
Could have been if it weren't for people like you and Chris Shaw.
Look, if it's all the same to you, I'd just soon not be lumped in the same category with all the Chris Shaws.
And if it's all the same with you, I'd just as soon you left. I'm really not in the mood for this conversation.
I'm sorry to hear that. I was going to offer to help you.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I have contacts a lot of places. I help you find another job, place to stay.
I don't need the kind of help that you can offer, Peter.
So proud. You know, actually, I could set you up rather nicely. Someplace exotic. I understand that Australia is the new land of opportunity.
You don't say.
Have you ever been there?
You know, Peter, there's something here that just doesn't quite add up.
Really? Why? What's that?
Why are you so anxious to get rid of me all of a sudden?
Get rid of you?
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, you were begging me to move in with you. Now you can't wait until I'm out of town.
I just want what's best for you, Paige. That's all I ever really wanted.
Well, what's best for me now is that you get out of here so that I can finish my packing.
Sure. Glad to oblige. When are you leaving?
I have to be out of here tonight.
You don't know where you're going?
That's right. The way I feel right now, it can't be far enough away.
Well, drop me a postcard sometime.
Thanks, honey. Did you tell Mama about the wedding this afternoon?
What wedding? Justin and Ashley Linden are getting married.
Well, well.
On Iris Wheeler's yacht, no less.
Uh-huh. I think that marriage will last long. If Ryan can find Mr. Johnson and prove that Justin's been framing him, Justin will be out of work.
He ought to be in jail.
He will be in jail eventually. All I want right now is for Ryan's name to be cleared.
I think we better put the air conditioning on.
Whew. The air conditioning is on, honey. It's quite cool in here.
If you'll excuse me, I think I want to go upstairs and lie down for a
I'll
while.
go with you, sweetheart.
No, it's not necessary. I'll be okay.
I don't think Rena's pregnant.
I don't think so either.
Did she tell you about her shopping spree?
Yes, she showed me everything she bought.
Ginny, did you suggest to her that perhaps she might not be pregnant?
No, I just couldn't upset her anymore, Vicky.
I've got to get her to see a doctor.
Well, I tried to talk to her, but she refuses to talk about it. You know, she could be pregnant.
If she isn't, she's going to be so disappointed. Jenny, I don't think she's going to be able to deal with it.
I went to the stateroom to talk to you. You look beautiful, Ashley. Truly beautiful.
Thank you.
You also look a little sad.
I'm so scared.
Why?
Suppose I'm not doing the right thing.
You love Justin, don't you? Then you're doing the right thing. I talked to him a little while ago. He's very happy.
That's because he thinks I'm having his baby.
It's because he loves you.
Oh, I hope so.
It's true. And you have to start believing it. Oh, I know this isn't the wedding you've dreamed of. A ceremony in church with all of your friends and family gathered together.
Especially my mother.
Yes. A girl does need her mother with her on her wedding day. And I wish yours could be here for you.
But you're here for me.
And I'll always be here for you.
Ashley, you look gorgeous. Oh, this is Justin Atwood.
Hello.
I'm delighted to meet you. Justin is a very lucky man.
Thank you.
Now, are we ready to begin the ceremony?
I am.
By the authority of a license issued by the proper officer of the state of Texas, I'm about to celebrate the rites of matrimony between Justin Michael Marshall and Ashley Elizabeth Linden. If any man can show just cause why they may not lawfully be joined together, let him speak now or hereafter forever hold his peace. Justin Michael, wilt thou have this woman to be thy wedded wife, to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep thee only unto her, so long as you both shall live?
I will.
Ashley Elizabeth, wilt thou have this man to be thy wedded husband, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep thee only unto him, so long as you both shall live?
I will.
Would you please exchange rings? Then I pronounce you husband and wife.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Marshall.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Yes, darling. Wonderful.
Hello, Jim. It's Pete again. I just want to let you know that I've got some guys working on Johnson. If he's here in Houston, we'll find him.
Finding him isn't enough, Pete.
I know. This time we'll get rid of him for good.
But what about Paige?
I talked to her.
And?
There's nothing to worry about there. She's leaving Houston.
Because of your little visit?
Well, she's got personal problems, but look, as I said, there's nothing to worry about. Now, once she's gone from Houston, she's not going to talk to anybody.
come in?
I'm a little busy right now, Elliot.
I won't take up much of your time. I'm not here on my own behalf, if that's what you're worried about. I came here to discuss Dennis.
Come in.
Thank you. I just left Dennis at Gulf Coast Hospital. He's seeing a psychiatrist I recommended to him.
Is he all right, Elliot?
I think he will be.
Good. I've been very worried about him.
Well, I think the fact that he agreed to see a psychiatrist is a good sign. I think he... What are you doing, Paige?
I'm leaving Houston, Elliot. Tonight.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.